gentlemen, right here playing Farming Simulator 17 on Michigan Farms here on the RDAllen multiplayer server. Currently joined on here by SJ and Oliver. And we're on day 5, mid-autumn here, so I'm heading out to plant some winter wheat. I'll probably go on like field 5 and then the kind of open area behind it here. So that's what I'm going to be starting on here this episode. And for tractors here, we've got the Steiger ST450 along with the John Deere drill here. And as many of you have pointed out, yes, the seeder is much too new for what we're going for, but it's really one of the few options we have. So, at least for bigger seeders anyway. Of course, we go in-game, which doesn't really have any interest in it for me, so... Okay, winter wheat. Good. For those who watched the live stream here the other day, live streaming here from this map, we went ahead and bought a couple of anhydrous applicators there and went ahead and cultivated the fields that way, which gave us a lot of fertilizer on these fields. So if you look at these fields here, I think in combination between the chopped straw and then the anhydrous, we got 3 levels of fertilization already on most of these fields. The ones that don't have it were probably fields we didn't harvest or just didn't have any fertilizer to start with. So, yes, the anhydrous really worked out well as far as fertilizer goes, which is kind of what we were going for. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties, looks like. And just a reminder there, by the way, for the live streams, again, make sure you're subscribed and have the notifications turned on so that way you get an alert when we do go live. We, of course, typically live stream from, different thing every night usually. Try to, do some Michigan farms, some Welker farms, incorporate a little Minecraft here and there, maybe some other games as well. Also the Farming Simulator Challenge server, which by the time you see this video will be too late for this week. But just a reminder again, we do have the Farming Simulator Challenge server, so make sure you join and check that out. It'll be a lot of fun on there with the various challenges we have. Oh, missed a little spot. Well, a couple of missing spots here with the plow. Oh, well. This technically really wasn't a field here. Yes, some serious technical difficulties, looks like. So, yes, this really wasn't a field here. This just had trees on it, but we did obviously cut the trees down and got rid of them. So now we plowed this into a field here as well. Looking pretty good on the fields. Just a couple fields we don't own here yet, and it's not really the lack of money. It's just we got quite a few fields at this point, so I don't know if we really need any more. Welcome back. And yes, you can see, I believe that's SJ there running our anhydrous applicator, by the way. Oh, does that put anhydrous or put fertilizer back on down the field when you go over it again?
Yes, it does.
Oh, I did not realize that. Uh-huh. We should have done the entirety of these fields on. Oh, well. I did not realize it would do that. Otherwise, I probably would have done that last night, too. Would have gone over the entire thing. Maybe I should have started on that field then, seeing how you're working on that one. Oh, well. That's not much of an area here that we'll have to fertilize.
Half of that field, half of this field's not done either.
Yes. That's because the front half of these fields, we owned them, and they had the chopped straw on them from when we harvested, so... The back half of these fields here, and they're actually all separate fields. We combined them together. If you look at the map, for those of you watching here, field 20 we combined with 6. The one that's below us doesn't really have a number. We combined with 5. And then, of course, 16 and 19 there we combined as well. Those all had trees on them, which we had to cut down to get rid of. And I think we have all the trees on the map here cleared, at least off the fields here at this point. A couple of trees around there. Actually, I think we got like all the trees around the map cleared, other than some of the odd trees, or the like the trees right around here. Anyway, just a reminder again for anybody that would like to join us on the multiplayer servers here. Again, we just ask that you please join us on TeamSpeak. Again, anyone's welcome to join as long as you can play nicely, follow the rules. Again, rules can be found once you join TeamSpeak. TeamSpeak is free to join. A microphone is not required. And if you don't have TeamSpeak, there's a download link in the description for that as well. TeamSpeak, again, is free to download. A relatively small program. It's not that big, so a very somewhat small, simple program. Well, simple in some ways. Can also be very advanced as well, but if you're not familiar with TeamSpeak, similar to Discord, and not really all that similar to, say, Skype, but same type of thing. And at least for Farming Simulator servers here, again, we got Server 1 has Welker Farms up on it. Server 2 is RDAllen. And Server 3 here is the Michigan Farm map. And as I was mentioning there a few minutes ago, we also got the Farming Simulator Challenge server. We do have a couple other servers on here as well. We also got Sod Busters server, and then the Busters Community server, which is currently the Bates map, and Plastic Busters, which as far as I know is still Lone Oaks yet. Which I know a lot of people keep asking about Lone Oaks. Again, it is up on the multiplayer servers. As far as I know, we still got it on 2 multiplayer servers yet. I believe it's still on Sod Busters and Plastic Busters. Yeah, we're making pretty good progress on here. Again, we're kind of doing the staggered upgrade here as far as equipment goes. We're probably going to do 1 more year of this type of equipment, and then after that, I'm not sure yet. It might be time to wrap up the map at that point. We'll see once where everyone's at, but we've made pretty good progress on this map, and I don't know, to be honest, there's really a whole lot more we could do other than purchase the remaining fields, which, if we wanted to, again, we could do that this episode. They're not that expensive, so... And, of course, if you do download this map, I believe it's Taylor Farms on Facebook is the map author for this, or where you can download this map. Again, I was not the individual that downloaded this map, so I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. If you start this map, it starts you off owning all the fields, which we thought was not quite right, so we removed all but a couple of the fields when we started. But because of that, the mod author did not take the time to properly set up the fields. So all the fields have the same price and are all, according to when you buy them, they're all the same size. That's not technically true, but it's the way it's set up here on this map. That's the way it is. So it's kind of made the fields a little bit messed up. Welcome back again. We'll see if we can read a few comments here while we're going up and down the field from last episode. Okay, so from last episode here, Joe was saying Gleaner is now part of AGCO. I did not actually know that. I know Alice Chalmers is part of AGCO. To my understanding, when AGCO bought out Alice Chalmers, AGCO just bought the Alice Chalmers, and then Gleaner was kind of split off from it. That was my understanding. I didn't think AGCO had bought them right away. Maybe they did. I'm not sure. Again, for those who are not familiar with Gleaner, Gleaner is Alice Chalmers' combine brand. Was Alice Chalmers. Gleaner was Alice Chalmers' combine brand, the Gleaner. Grace was saying, have you seen the new John Deere S700 series? I have not. Well, I have, but I have not seen it in the game here. For those of you who have not seen it, that's John Deere's new combine series, the S700 series. Obviously, the current one is the S600 series. Looks very similar, by the way, for those of you wondering, if you have not seen them. Coco Cow saying, can you get a Steiger tractor? Huh. A Steiger tractor, eh? Funny you should ask that. Very funny you should ask that. Angus was saying, I'm sad my hard drive burned last night. Cannot afford another one. Burned hard drive. Can't say I've ever heard of another, or a burned hard drive. Interesting. Brady was saying Gleaner power. Walter was saying there's a new R6575 Gleaner Combine version 2. I'm pretty sure we got those, or we did have those on the server. Yeah, here's the R75. Don't know if this is version 2 or not, but there they are right there. Also very interesting looking combine, by the way. You know, if you look at the combines, a lot of the combines look very similar. Case, John Deere, New Holland, even some of the European ones. They all look very similar, but then you throw Gleaner in the bunch, and Gleaner's like the odd one. Hi, Acre Farmers was saying, love the live stream. Thank you very much for that. Kisco was saying, I don't know if I like the gray box. It's trippy. He's asking, are they good in real life? I've never seen them. And by gray box, I'm assuming he's referring to the Gleaner, which would probably be a pretty good way of putting that combine, a gray box. I'll come back through and do the headlines, by the way, for those of you wondering. And as far as if Gleaners are good in real life, obviously I can't really speak to that, but from what I've heard, it sounds like they're okay enough. To my knowledge, Alice Chalmers was known as a bit of a cheaper brand. And I don't mean necessarily cheaper in a bad way. I'm just saying cheaper as in not as expensive compared to some of the other brands. Say Case, John Deere, New Holland. At least to the American brands anyway. For those of you wondering, by the way, about this planter here again, as far as I know, this is like the biggest planter we have on Server 3 here. They're obviously our bigger planters, we just don't have them on Server 3. Server 3, again, kind of been termed our old iron server. And we've definitely been doing that here with this Michigan map here so far. Definitely been going old iron and doing progressively newer and newer old iron. So we're up to the point here where we've said anything goes as far as like horsepower, equipment-wise. Just nothing new. Of course, the planter, again, breaks that, but we don't really have anything else that I know that fits the category for an older planter, so older, bigger planter anyway. The only other option, again, for bigger planter would be in-game, which again is not old. And again, not really an American-style planter either, so... Noah was saying here in the comments, another good video. Thank you very much for that. Almost to this end of the field here. Like I said, we'll have to clean up this headland up along the front here and then move on to the other side. So definitely going pretty quick here, planting. It shouldn't take too long. Hello.
Hey Randy, how are you?
Not too bad, yourself?
Pretty good. Thanks.
And we're joined by Dylan on the server here, by the way, for those of you wondering who joined. For those of you who are wondering about the anhydrous toolbar, by the way, they should be linked in my mod list. And we're currently using the larger 60-foot one, which actually makes pretty short work of doing a field, by the way. We got 2 of them over there at the moment. And just the single tanks behind them. Even with the single tanks, they seem to last a really long time. At least last night while we were working on it, I never had to fill up once. And still, even when we're all finished, I think I was still at like 30%. And that was doing fields 9 and 10. And then we also did 5, 6, 20, and the one here that doesn't have a number on it. I think we even did 16 and 19 as well. Although, of course, we didn't do the entire field because this portion down here already been done. Plowed anyway.
Both of them going now.
Nice. Follow me or?
Yeah.
Ah.
Offset 19 foot or 19.
Hey, it works.
And the command in doing this is right shift X. Swap offset sides. Or you hold it on the X.
Oh, okay. Oh, are you going to swap offset sides?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That way, instead of trying it helps on the turnaround.
That makes sense. Yep. Normally, I just leave the offset side the same, but like you said, it does mess up the turns sometimes.
Yeah, it ends up, in this map, it ends up in the ditch half the time.
Yeah, right. You definitely got to look out for the ditches on this map.
Yep.
Should probably look at trying that with a seeder here. Run 2 of them. That would probably be a good idea. I think we only have 1 larger seeder like this. We definitely have the money. We can afford another one though. So, plan by the way is we probably will be upgrading combines for next year. And at least as far as combines, we could probably at least get maybe like the bigger gleaner, and then possibly maybe the John Deere, like the 9770 or 9870. Again, they might be a little bit too new, but we really don't have much in between. We got like the 8820s, and then we pretty much go like to the 9870. That's there is a 9610 in between there that I know of. Not the greatest of combines, though. It definitely needs some help. Oh, and he left the server this time, too.
It took him a long time to sink in.
Oh, did it? Yeah, I say, he seems to really be having some connection issues. Okay, there we go. Does it for that end of the field here. We'll kind of start on this section here next, by the way. Of course, kind of broken up here by the house, or actually no house? Oh yeah, there's a house here, yep. And then the pigs. And then kind of the little farm area here as well. There we go. And then, yeah, we'll look and take a look here a minute. See what's if we do have another seeder or maybe a tractor to pull it with here.
We got a tractor, I think. What is that? 600V or something?
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we have another bigger seeder, though. I think we only had one of these, didn't we? Gotta look.
I don't know. This thing I just started playing this. I've been playing Walters.
Okay, there we go. 3 headlands. It should be enough. Okay, give us enough room to turn around without getting in the way of anything. And then, yeah, let's check the shop here a minute. What do we have for sewing machines? Like I said, we do have some larger seeders, but again, they're pretty much all new. And of course, the old ones, like this 8350, they're be old, but kind of, I would say, too small at this point. So, yeah, looks like really our only option is going to be this this one here, which again, too new, but it's our really only option. So let's go with another one of those. And then what do we have for tractors? Let's go check the farm here for tractors. That'll work.
Over in the south, there are the larger tractors.
Yes, I noticed that. That's probably where I'm going to have to go look. How much, what was the horsepower requirement on this seeder? 250 horsepower, so not really that high. Oh, we do have a big brute here, by the way, as well. That's that one. Yeah, we're probably not going to find any tractors in here big enough. These are mostly smaller. Let's see, we got a 9400, we got an international, and a versatile. Let's see what's here. Well, I think the 9400. I haven't used this one in a while. And it's John Deere, so, you know, why not? And, of course, we'll go up to the shop. The shop, by the way, on this map is the reset point. So if you're going to, like, reset back to the farm, that doesn't work. It resets back to the shop. So no matter how you do it, you're going to have to go to pick up the equipment. Which, at least from the main farm here, isn't really too far away. Basically, straight across on these 2 fields here.
It takes a only doing 6 miles an hour.
Yep. Well, the 9400 here goes 26, so it's not too bad.
I mean, these toolbars only do 6, so.
Yep.
And since the follower is not going to lift or drop it.
Okay.
For it to turn around.
Yep. And of course, we'll have to get this filled up here. We should have seed and fertilizer down by the pig area there, and the storage area. Which, by the way, you can actually see from here now. Previously, I don't think you were able to see that because of all the trees that were across here, but again, you can see really cleared those out. And it's actually been one of the maps we can actually do some logging on here for a change. The past couple maps there, Autumn Oaks, Blake's Farm, again, we couldn't do any logging on those maps due to the odd tree type, which just seemed to absolutely lag the game out and cause no end of troubles. I don't know if that's just a multiplayer issue or it happens single player, but definitely multiplayer. You didn't want to do any logging on those maps. And what was odd on Blake's Farm, for those of you who remember, we were complaining about some serious frame rate lag. That was because of the logging. For some reason, it wasn't really lagging the server so much. It was just severe frame rate lag, which was kind of odd. Okay, now let's see what's here. Let's take liquid fertilizer or pellet. I guess we'll find out. Part is, it doesn't fill, so I'm going to assume that is liquid, which kind of was what the symbol looks like. Grab some seed here then. Looks like we got plenty of seed here at least. Okay, there we go. Just shy of 100 bushels. And speaking of bushels, again, before anybody asks in the comments, that is the unit convert mod that has the bushels in it, by the way. So unit convert mod will convert your units over to what I would consider to be the more American units here. Obviously, bushels, tons, gallons. Which, oh, actually, you know what? That is another dead giveaway. I did not realize that looking down in the HUD there. Yes, it holds gallons of fertilizer. So, yeah, it should be obvious as to which type of fertilizer it holds then. There we go. These are the same production facilities I'm using on a Welker, by the way, for those of you wondering about these production facilities. Seed, pellet fertilizer, and liquid fertilizer. Although I think for the liquid I'm actually using, or for the pellet one I'm using the same version as this one here. There's like 2 different ones out there. You see the seed one, that's one version for the seed. And then there's a pellet fertilizer like it, the one with the blue roof. But then there's also a pellet one of these type of silos as well. Okay, pulling up behind this tractor here. Don't want to pull up too close. If I can help it. Control F. And we're going to set, let's see, that's going to be a right offset of 14 meters, I believe. Or no, 12. Double check. What is the width on this again? I am running, yeah, 12 point. We'll call 12 pretty good there. That should work. Actually, 12.8. That might not actually work. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with a little bit of a space there. So let's recenter this GPS here. We're going to bump that down to, oh, I don't need to offset 0 that. We're going to bump that down to 12. Just so a nice even number there. Okay, so we should be good to go then. He is following. 12 meter offset to the right. Distance ahead 20. Yeah, that should work. Because we need some space to turn around here as well. And we're off. Oh, one thing we should do is turn
the same offset and then wander it off and kept wandering until I found a telephone pole.
Yeah, gotta look out for those. Yep. Of course, gotta make sure we turn the seeder on for the follow me worker there, because follow me does not know enough to do that. It's kind of too bad, you know, follow me doesn't like turn its implement on and off as you do. That would kind of actually be a nice feature. Or get to the spot in the field where you turn yours off, turn its off.
We'll turn lights on and off.
That's true. We'll do that, yes.
Not that that's really helpful, but...
Yeah, not much if you ask me, no.
Actually, last night it was pretty helpful because I was following in the dark and my follow tractor had better lights than my lead.
Okay, yeah, that actually works, I guess, doesn't it? Hello.
But what my plow was doing from the lights from the following tractor.
Randy?
Yeah.
I've got some odd reason with my like multiplayer, it never works. Like I type in a name and it never does anything. So
Is your game up to date?
I'll be on at all. Yes.
Okay, it is.
I'll have to check on that actually.
Yeah, say if your game's up to date, then make sure you clear all the settings down in the bottom. Make sure you leave them as default. Okay, I'm going to try doing what I normally do here. We'll see if this will work or not.
No spreading hydras or...
No planting now. For those of you wondering how I usually go with follow me, this is how I usually do it. But obviously you get the problem right there where he doesn't quite make... Oh, I ran out. What did I run out of? Ran out of something. We ran out of seed. Oh, and we kind of ran out of time too, I just realized. So anyway, on that note, folks, we really should probably wrap up this episode. So a reminder again, if you want to join us on here, join us on TeamSpeak. That information's in the description. Comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.